All right, we're going to get started in maybe 5 minutes or so, so give people time. Also, in the meantime, I'm going to bring up some profiles of what's been happening on GitHub as a resource in case people need to remember what they did this week. All right, give it a few minutes. Shaw will be joining in a bit as well. He's right now in China, I believe. So actually, the timing works out for him. There he is, because I believe it's his morning. And we'll go over the gist of things, 2 minutes each. What'd you get done when it comes to open source AI or social AI agents? And it'll be 2 minutes sharp. It is a holiday weekend. Want to be respectful of time. And if anyone can't speak, just comment underneath the post on Twitter and we'll read it out loud. Hey, Shaw, can we get a mic check?
GM, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Ni hao. How is China?
Ni hao. China is wonderful. I am in Hong Kong right now. I see Wit in the audience. I think we're going to meet IRL very soon. We should probably coordinate that, make sure we're timing's good. Yeah, I've been having an incredibly good time and meeting so many talented people and great partners and just like awesome new projects, especially decentralized AI stuff. Man, it's really special over here. It's very cyberpunk.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like Shanghai, and did you visit Shenzhen?
I haven't. I'm not visiting Shenzhen this time, but I think we're coming back in March or April, and so I'm gonna do some events in Hong Kong and probably go to Shenzhen then.
Got it. Okay. Gonna bring up. How capable are you to MC? Did you want me to handle most of the?
I am going to meet some folks in Hong Kong in about 40 minutes. So I'm down to MC the first part. Let's try and get through it, and then we will have everyone else. If you want to kind of finish out the second half. Does that make sense?
Yep. Okay. Cool. So let's get going. Actually, 2 minutes. What'd you get done this week? Let's start out with Odie, 0x build, Zoe, and Shaw. You got the rest.
Great. Odie, what did you get done this week?
Hi, guys. So I worked on getting some Hyperfi integration going. Be able to make Eliza instance interact with the world. You guys want to guess how much memory an Eliza instance takes to run 100 bots?
I'm very curious.
Under 6 gigs. So got to play with that. Pardon?
Single server.
Yep, single instance. So it's highly efficient, and the CPU is less than 6 cores because of the framework's all pretty much event driven. So that was good news. So that's what I've been working on, as well as helping merge PRs and get this next release out.
Awesome. And for people who don't know, Hyperfi is a 3D metaverse thing where agents can connect just like players. And we can do a multi-agent simulation, and we'll try and get all of the agent devs who have 3D avatars or want them to have them in there, and then they can all participate in this thing together. Pretty cool. 0x builds. What'd you get done this week?
Yeah, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone had a great holiday. Great, it's gonna be a great start to 2025. It's gonna be a hell of a year. So yeah, this week had my first contribution. Stoked about that. Adding agentic JS doc generation. Just a small part, obviously. Still a lot of work and coding to be done to make the DAO fully autonomous. But on top of this, adding to the PR, to automatically or agentically document a whole plugin, including the overview, install, config, instructions, usage, all that good stuff. And then also Jen had a great idea, currently working on making good progress, to scan the code, find inline comments that have the word to do in it, and then find the code that comment's associated with, indicating like the method could be implemented better or need some additional functionality. And then that could automatically be converted into a GitHub issue or bounty in the future, or even past like a agentic PM that performs some sort of prioritization of tasks for the DAO. And then also I think it'd be cool if the auto documentation itself could be almost like a dev tool internal plugin, where if you're running Eliza locally, you pass it the action, you write some file, add some new code, and then you prompt your local agent, hey, I just wrote X file, please add it to the documentation, or please add it to the README if anything changed about the config or setup or anything like that. And then outside of that PR and that work, major release for the agentic Web3 security platform included a huge feature I'm hype about: the ability to export cursor or files to export your local cursor for security auditing. So you really enable cursor to just have a full spectrum breadth of the code base, vulnerabilities, and really just help write fuzz test and variant test, symbolic execution, all those security primitives, and then wrapping up our web security social agent as well. That'll be released next week, just utilizing all pre-existing infra that we built out for the security platform. So busy week, we're going to start 2025 strong. So I'm stoked.
That's absolutely wild. There's a couple of people we should probably connect you to. one Reality Spiral's working on a GitHub client. I don't know if you've seen that, but maybe we can there could be some coordination there, since to make the PRs and stuff, kind of end the loop with the agentic documentation.
Can
Could be really
we
cool.
do a separate space on this? Because I feel like this is groundbreaking stuff for any open source.
Yeah. Let's do a space on security and auto docs.
Hell yeah. Okay, let's go. Hell yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Everyone have a great 2025 and happy holidays.
Great. That's so exciting. Okay, let's do
yeah, I'm stoked.
It says Zoe and then FilteredThought and then Omar. Zoe, what did you get done this week?
Oh, can you bring up to our IQ16900 main account?
I just did.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah, great.
What did you get?
Okay, hi Jim, hey Shaw. My name is G, and I'll be speaking with Zoe today. So,
Great.
Significant updates we've been working on this week. First off, we've been busy with some minor improvements to the website UI. These updates are designed to make navigation smoother and interactions more intuitive. And to get into the bread and butter, we have developed and open sourced the technology to code data onto Ethereum. This development has exponentially reduced the cost of storing logs and data on-chain. For example, before our tech, it would have cost 12.5 ETH to store 1 megabyte of data on-chain. We have reduced this cost to 0.16 ETH. That is an 80 times reduction on a chain known for its restrictive gas costs. Now it is feasible to store data on ETH. And now on Sol, this tech reduces gas costs by an even larger margin. We can make storing 1 megabyte on data on-chain about 2,000 times cheaper than the current standard. This tech isn't just cost-saving measures, it is a testament to the versatility of our coding technology as a solution across different blockchains. Our technology is adaptable and efficient regardless of the platform. And we are also advancing development with our fully on-chain agent, Q. Since developing this new on-chain inscription standard, the scope of what can actually be inscribed on-chain has expanded significantly. This allows us to experiment with new ideas that were previously unfeasible due to gas costs. Since we have a powerful storage function in Data Ledger, we can store all of Agent Q's data directly on the blockchain. This means that every action, every tweet, like, quote, and image is recorded on the chain and can be viewed in real time on platforms like SolScan or our website. This will make Q verifiable while simultaneously storing all of the agent's state data, making the agent effectively live within the blockchain. Agent Q will be eternally free without the fear of manipulation. And finally, we are also looking forward to collaborating with other tech that ai16z partners have developed. The utilization of our tech for AI will not end there. There are so many things that we can explore with our technology. To summarize, we are currently developing a fully on-chain agent by utilizing a game-changing on-chain inscription standard. And thank you very much. That's all from me. I'm going to pass it on to Zoe for the technical aspects.
Cool. Let's keep it short though, because I gotta leave soon.
Apologies. Thank you.
No worries. No worries.
Hello. Yeah. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are exploring a technical integration with Eliza OS. Yeah, we aim to integrate our API. Uh, our API is already built complete, and we need to do just connect them to Eliza. Yeah, I want to make our APIs input and output data to fully on-chain, which means first of all, when every time the bot starts, queue setting JSON file will be loaded from Solana blockchain. And then each time our bot posts, it includes the transaction ID of the content. Post then text on-chain inscription, and also the image will be fully uploaded to blockchain too. This would allow all content data to be accessible on SourceCan or our website. I also have an idea to take agent queues photo not only tweet, but also wanted to put the interaction data on the chain. For example, it will be fun to record users' question and queues reply with user on chain on adding the function. If we
Great.
mention the tweet, yeah, will be
Very
recorded
cool.
directly on chain. Yeah, thank you.
Very exciting. And looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah.
Great. Let's have filtered thoughts, and then I will go, and then we'll have Omar.
Hey everybody. What I've been working on is basically a end-to-end trading system using the TrustDB. Very simple, very similar to Prime Marco without the backend connections. The agent I worked on, he could analyze market data, find out what a good opportunity is to buy or sell, trade that, and then swap the. Right now it's Sol on Solana and trade. He can also interact and change his position, and shortly he will also be able to trade on base. It's going to be open source like everything, and that trade engine will be open to the public. If you're interested,
Very cool.
if you're interested, Rabbi Shlomo. But I also for the core team, I'm working on the Home Assistant with Eliza, so you'll be able to take a local LLM of Eliza and a local voice model and basically make your own open source Alexa.
That is incredible. I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah, we'll talk because I've gotten some good breakthroughs on that.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I think that would be huge. We could also put it inside of a box.
Yep.
A couple of teams, including the Eliza Wakes Up team, have been sourcing a like actual hardware box, so you could have this at home. Your Eliza at home. I mean, fully local. Your data sounds incredible.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's think up on that. That's awesome. But yeah, if you guys want to see all the other stuff, let me know. It's definitely cool.
I love it. Wow, that's really exciting.
Thanks.
Okay,
man.
I will give my update. I am here in Hong Kong. What I got done this week is I spoke in Shanghai, met a lot of people at the 706 community. I met a lot of our partners and people who are like the moderators of our Chinese community. And oh man, so many great devs. I met many people who have worked on like different aspects of the actual Eliza OS that we have made pull requests and came up to me and like showed me their, hey, I made all these PRs, and that was really cool to meet some of the devs. I also met some academics. There's a few different papers that I'm collaborating with academics on a paper for how to erase nudity, which we're going to apply into Eliza so we can do image generation with a Flux LoRa with no nudity, because that's been kind of an issue. And we're also there is an Eliza white paper being worked on that just goes through the entire agent as like something that can be published to archive. And we're also lining up a white paper on I think like the I talked to some people in the TE side and who have some like academic experience there. So I think we're going to have like some papers coming out that we can kind of point to and start to like move this on to archive and into academic institutions. Also was at Beijing, got together with a bunch of people there. and had another great event, very successful. Got to meet a whole lot of people. Got to meet the people from Story Protocol. Some people at both events were from Story, and got to kind of connect with them. And Tim was super helpful in translating a lot for me since I don't speak Chinese. Now I'm in Hong Kong, and we are moving forward. We're going to have some a meetup here, meet a lot of people, do a lot of relationship building, and then I will be in flying out to South Korea. So mostly like in-person stuff. I reviewed some PRs, merged a lot of the easy documentation stuff. But obviously I am right now going out and trying to tell the world about this, build relationships, and kind of grow the community, and also find more contributors and sort of solidify that. We also brought on Chris Latorres as the leader of the V2 part of our, Eliza V2, and kind of got that organized. And we have some other people that we've worked with in the past for a long time who are now finally coming on, and we're kind of building this League of Champions to get V2 done. V1 is still being worked on. Obviously, most of the team is still working on that. I've kind of empowered Shacker Nerd to be kind of the technical project manager, working with Odie and working with some of the others to just make sure that has some organization and process, and that we're getting all of the PRs merged. Obviously, people are sending us pull requests faster than we can merge them, which is really great. It means that our momentum just keeps going up and up. But we'll be putting more resources on reviewing, testing, merging PRs, all that stuff. And just generally getting more solidity, building more of the organization, and making this more serious all around. Last thing, I did some interviews. We did a 3-hour interview with Blockbeats. And we also talked to Bitcoin TV and a few other recorded interviews. And so those will probably be coming out. And what's great about that is those will be translated into Chinese, and I think give a little bit more depth to the Chinese community about what we're all doing here. And because it's mostly they've been only getting this from tweets. And so just tapping, they're giving a little more long form information. Lastly, if you guys saw, we have the tokenomics proposal launched today. Released. It's the kind of the draft. If anybody has any feedback, please go look. We definitely want your thoughts, and I'll be thinking about that and trying to give some more feedback on that today. So super busy week, and yeah, really positive. And I'll hand this off to, let's see, Omar, and then Afaan.
Thanks. Hey guys, I'm Omar. It's my first time here, so apologies on that.
Hold on, you're very quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet? Oh, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah. Hey, my name is Omar. It's my first time here, so yeah. Again, sorry. Might be a bit nervous.
Welcome. Good. What did you get done?
I've been around in the AI16z Discord, helping people around here and there. You might see me as Smokey Boo. I talked to you today earlier, Shaw. But I'm basically working on a way for AI agents to be in a Minecraft world, but as a villager. So right now I kind of have this already kind of going on where I have my own AI agent built on Eliza, essentially managing an AI village. The way this works is we created a mod using NeoForge, or Forge, if you guys know that. And we kind of created additional systems for the villagers. So a mood system, a relationship system, an economy system, so that, the AI agent is able to kind of see that and kind of do actions based on that. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now. And right now I'm trying to also implement villagers being, or, people being able to actually set their own kind of villagers names, and as well as personalities. So, you could deploy a personality for Shah or Jin or anyone here and kind of just have it be in the village doing whatever. We even have villager dialogue. So if you want to see our project out, you'll kind of see that. Trying to think of ways to kind of integrate this with Eliza more, maybe being the villagers, being actual Eliza agents. I kind of have a game plan for that, but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Don't want to take up too much of your time, but yeah, that's all.
Very cool. I would put a bounty up for a Minecraft plugin. I think it's really interesting. I really suggest that you make a cool video and shareable. I think I sent this on Discord. Make a cool video and shareable and stuff. I think people would be really interested in this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing that this weekend. So watch out. We'll also be releasing like a fighting arena as well, so villagers can fight each other. So that'll be kind of like an entertainment thing. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's all for me.
Awesome. Afaan, what'd you get done this week? I saw you were streaming a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about mainly. So I was just kind of experimenting with like social media and brand building because I feel like that's such an important part about this game that we're not really talking about here. But I thought it'd be interesting to like stream and have feedback as I code, and the reception was very positive, and that was surprising to me because I didn't expect anything like that to happen, and it really motivated me to continue working hard, and I was able to work a lot more than I sometimes can when I'm like just by myself. So I think that was really cool, and I'm really grateful to the whole community for supporting me. Outside of that, just reviewed some PRs and went through the documentation because it's changing so fast, and saw the new plugins for Jupyter and a few others, and autonomous trading features in the documentation. So I played around with that and implemented it, and worked on some other projects for you and the org, and that's about it, I think.
Awesome. Looking forward to all of that. Yeah, I think that I think more devs should see this as like their opportunity to be rock stars and like get out there and like push everything out and build on stream and then go and like co-stream with other people. And I think that the community really responds well to that. It's very interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's hear from Star Garden and then SYMBiEX.
Hey guys, yeah. So the main thing I did this past week was we joined the Solana AI agent hackathon with a new project, and basically what that put me in the position where I had to learn Rust, Solana, and the Anchor framework in about a week. So what I've been doing now is putting together like a workshop for AI16z dev partners and dev community so that we can sort of streamline and move into Solana program development as a team more quickly. And basically, there's just like a lot of little gotchas to the Solana program development workflow. So I want to put together this nice workshop and make that available to everybody in here that's interested in building Solana program integrations, maybe with upcoming AI16z products, or of course for your partner your partner token projects.
Great. And I want to add something. I know that you've been keen on restarting partnerships. So we're restarting partnerships, and we're working on a new page on the website to do like official partnerships. Now, there's obviously some uncertainty a few weeks ago, but I think we've really punched through and created this new meta. And I think we've done some of these like PvE kind of things, like partnering with Zero Bro and and experimenting with like how people respond. And it seems to be very positive. So I think we'll be giving some of the communities what they've been hoping for in like a more official capacity, especially the people who are really contributing a lot and bringing value back to the Eliza OS. I also think something to note is that we're sort of decoupling like AI16z is our DAO and our token, and Eliza OS is the open source framework, and that allows, I think, for teams to be a little bit more specific in like saying, hey, I'm building Eliza OS. Because I noticed that some people didn't feel super comfortable like shilling our token, so to say, but are contributing a lot. So just think about that in your messaging, and also know that we are going to all partner a little more deeply in the near future. I think there's a lot of value and synergy in that, and we're all in this together. We're all racing toward AGI. So yeah, and if you want to be part of that, definitely hit me up or make me a list, and you're like, hey, I want to be a partner. Great. Sorry.
Yeah,
Jumping in.
absolutely. It's been really helpful that you guys have gotten that flywheel has started to move again in the positive direction. So I think that's going to be good for everybody.
Agreed. SYMBiEX, what did you get done this week?
Hey, so I don't want to tie you up too much. I know you got that you'll be moving on here soon. So I actually created an AI-assisted character creation for the Eliza framework. Basically, you just give it a name, then it asks for, the biography of the character, comma-separated value, so you can do multiple. And then also it gives you a lore, and then it'll generate a whole character with an editable format directly beside it. Is it okay if I share a post in the...
Please share a post. In fact, everyone should share your stuff under this. It's also, great marketing. Please do it.
Awesome.
Very cool. Looking. Oh yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Oh no, I'll wrap it up quick. The post I shared has actually a full video that goes over all of it, and it's a drag and drop. You can do inline editing, and it skips over all extra env values you might have in there. So it does only make adjustments to like biography or lore. So you can actually drag and drop your character sheet in, make whatever you want on the fly, and keep moving. It's really neat.
Very useful. Great. Let's hear from CoderGF, then GoatAGI, and then Reality Spiral. CoderGF, what did you get done this week?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Sweet. Well, it's nice to be back. I was here last week, and last week our chart was pretty much at 600K. We were gonna focus on the marketing. So in the last week, we actually did like up to 10 different updates. I'll just skip all the boring stuff. But the biggest update was that now you can have a staging area for creating your web applications. So you can basically fine tune your web applications endlessly until they're perfect. This makes it really easy for users to just create their own landing page for whatever they want, whether it's for organization or any daily tasks. Apart from that, we've added a bunch of new avatars, and I guess I would say that this week we've kind of been focusing on the marketing, so just ramping that up at the same time. The biggest thing we're most excited about next is creating a one-click deployed Twitter bots. And right now we're just trying to get through the Elon's rate limiting on Twitter API. So that's about it for me. I just want to say Shaw, AI16Z, and Eliza have shown a lot of resilience lately, and it's great to see how you guys keep pushing. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. Post a link. I'd love to see the latest stuff. And let's see who we have next. GoatOfGamblers, GoatAGI. What'd you get done this week?
Thanks, y'all. Yeah. We joined the Solana AI hackathon, and what we're building is a prediction market using meme coin price as a betting object. So it's available for human and both AI because we're also build the API for that. It's the Goat Arena is where you can short meme coins. It's kind of like basically you can use a hedge mechanism for meme coins by holding the coins and short it, or you can even do something crazy like you short the meme and dump the coin, or you long the meme and you pump the coin basically. So it's kind of like, so the AI agent will get one meme coin from the market and then put it on the arena, and we live stream it on X and TikTok, and the AI agent also become the host. So we have the API live, and we have also the alpha version of the Goat Arena live. I also post on the tweet on the basically the page where you can follow all the developments. We write all the updates there, and we plan to do that so that anyone who want to understand deep dive on our project can check on that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Very cool. Let's hear from Reality Spiral. What did you get done this week? Otherwise, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to
Are up
Reality
here?
Spiral. Yeah, maybe that's what I see. If not, we'll go to Superfruits, and then we'll go to Agent Joshua, and then back to Reality Spiral.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I'm here to talk about SuperfruitsAi, which I'm going to make it very brief, which is AI agents performing Web3 security and analytics for human beings. We use these fruit-themed AI agents. We have this platform coming up, Juice's platform, where users can take AI agents and make a juice, which is mixing their capabilities to make a new agent and use it. So we have launched this week, 7 days after our launch, we launched our first agent, which is Dragon Fruit AI, accessible via our user interface on superfruits.io. And we're going to try to release more and more products in the weeks to come. That's pretty much it. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Nice and sweet. Agent Joshua, how's it going in T-Land?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting week in general. So for us in general, we launched the beginning of an AI agent swarm with our project called Spore, and it was also a way for us to launch these agents in our TE cloud and have them hit like a certain market cap, and then be able to then essentially breed and create new agents from the original agent, and that's one of the first things we did. And then one of my first clients that we had for the TE cloud was working with Skelly and launching the AI pool. Yeah, that was a little interesting, and a lot of just something that we didn't really expect. But yeah, it was a good showcase of what you can do with TEs in general when it comes to trying to build rug-proof money, essentially. But yeah, those were like the two major things. And one of the other things that I've also been working on is since we're creating these new agents, as you with the Spore .fund project, since you can create new agents, I've been working on how can I create these characters, but start to make them feel a little bit more real, because right now it's really hard, because they're kind of saying the same things. And then that's when I kind of like discovered that there's actually a way for you to do this in the character JSON file with the templates field, and then being able to add the different records for the different templates. So that's what I've been working on mostly, and then also working on the integration with the EVM plugin, and being able to also potentially add some interesting features to Spore as well when it comes to having the agents trade. So that's mostly what I've been working on.
Very cool. And I think there is a trading plugin, and people have been doing that. Obviously, FilteredThought's been working on that. So yeah, I mean, that's been super cool. Really big wins. AI pool is huge, and Spore is also huge. And it's kind of cool to see the agents competing with each other, like inside of Spore, like Adam versus Eve, kind of for who's more popular. Also, I got to meet some of your team in Shanghai, and obviously I've been talking to Marvin about like we should really, we're probably gonna work more on V2, I think, a little more closely, and make sure that TE is a very like deeply integrated into everything that we're doing. I think it's pretty clear that all agents are going to want to run this way, whether you set the private key or have it auto generated. Probably wants it to run inside of a TE and be secure, as a minimum level of security. So very excited for all of that.
Yeah,
And we should
definitely.
talk more about that.
Oh, definitely. I'll reach out, and we can just set that up and make sure that we have the right core team members on it as well, so we have the best product. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. And open source, obviously.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and I think what we're going to do with Eliza OS is there's a few teams. Reality Spiral has obviously been contributing a lot very deeply and helping us to maintain. You guys have been contributing a lot to the making, the whole TE stack. And I think that Eliza OS is going to be more of a consortium kind of moving forward. We have, if that makes sense. So I think it's a way we can all win together.
Definitely.
Okay, great. Who do we got next? Since I am not a co-host, you'll need to kick some people off the stage so we can add more people if there's anybody who wants to join. Jin.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I'm gonna invite you
Cool.
to host. In the meantime, I know
Great.
you maybe got to run, but I'm gonna rotate some peeps.
Great. Okay, I am now a co-host. I have some power.
Uh-oh.
Awesome.
I may have. It's all good.
Kick some people. Yeah, when you accidentally kick them out of the chat.
Yeah, because there was a little lag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, let's hear from.
Hey, Shaw.
Hey, who's that? Let's hear from Dr. Allen.
Yeah.
And then we'll hear from Robots Review.
Hey, thanks, Shaw. Hey, guys, I'm new here. I'm a cyber expert, so I'm interested in the TEE and also the other stuff that was mentioned. Also a full stack dev and blockchain dev, but mostly a hobbyist. I really haven't felt called to contribute to a large project until about a week ago. I caught Shaw on a YouTube video, and the rest is history. This week, I chased a bounty dealing with helping onboard new devs and developed a new default character file called SHA, SHAIW. I'm sure that's been done before. And
yeah, but it's still good. There is a Shaw AI, but that's pretty good.
Yep, and
I'll allow it.
And also an associated plugin, Code Assistant, and that's what the bounty was about. It serves to help new devs get started and answer questions about installing, running, understanding Eliza based on docs, the document site, GitHub issues, and pull requests and such. I trained the character file on SHA. I used on UShaw. I looked at about 8 videos recently and streamed, sucked them down, got the transcripts, sent them up to Claude, pulled the bio, lore, knowledge, all that stuff, adjectives. I just pushed the PR about 2 hours ago. It has screenshots of it running, and it's talking like you and about how you were raised in the Bay Area, former musician, but now into AI, and also answering tech questions for new devs. Learned a ton this week. Looking forward to contributing more and getting involved with the DAO. Perhaps I can help onboard other new devs since I just went through that.
Awesome. Very surreal for me, obviously. I look forward to talking to myself and getting code help from myself.
Likes Indian food and all the bands that you like and everything. You've been talking a lot lately online, so.
Yeah, I've been creating training data.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thanks.
Awesome, man. Really thank you for all that. That's really good. Cool. Let's hear from Wit, and then Triad.
GM. Hello from Hong Kong.
Hello from Hong Kong.
Yeah, so I wanted first to say +1 on Spore. I've been bull posting the project for the last couple of days because it's so awesome. Yeah, so well done, Joshua. On my side, I'm looking after Marketplace of Trust, the white paper. And even though these 2 weeks my bandwidth was kind of fucked because of the day job, I've been using my evenings to look at it. And the main things I've done are looking at how to structure the white paper so it's cohesive and doesn't read too abstract. I think the main problem with a lot of academic white papers is they present cool ideas, but they never tell you how they propose to achieve any of it. So I'm trying to see, especially tomorrow meeting usual, how we can implement some hows in the paper. And then I'm also lurking in other work groups just to make sure that the white paper sounds like AI16z and it doesn't feel like a separate document. And then most importantly, and I did a CTA in the partner group, I'm looking at lit reviews. So I want to ground the work in a bit more reality and academia. So this is the call to action here for everyone. If you have any literature review on trust, mechanisms of review of information, send them my way. So I'm looking mostly at econ, computer science, sociology, or political science stuff, but anything is welcome. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to meeting you tomorrow.
Very exciting. Great. Yes, we'll do it. Maybe I'll hit you up and see what you're doing tonight too. Let's see. I don't know if you're around, but maybe I'll hit you up after this. Let's hear from Triad. What'd you get done this week?
Hey Shaw, hey guys, GM, thank you again for your time. So prediction markets on Solana. We are here on fire this Christmas, by the way, massive volume on the app. So we got our third agent now, more like a balance share analyst. So hype and flop agents share their own different insights, and the balance build up three things: risk reward ratio, historical currency of similar markets, and it gives a probability of hype and flop in percentages. So it's way more intuitive for the user experience. And big disclaimer here, of course, not a financial advice. Do your own research, etc., etc. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you guys for your time. Wishing you all an amazing 2025 filled with good vibes. Let's go.
I actually just kicked GoatAGI out of the chat. Oh well, invited them back. We're having a few issues with just inviting people or not being able to move people off. If you've spoken just and you want to leave the speakership, please do. That'll just make it a little bit easier. And also, Jin, I'm going to pass you the hosting here in a few minutes. And maybe if anybody else in our core team wants to help MC too, that could be great. So I will rack up the next few people, and then just so you guys know, I'm going to have to run to lunch here in Hong Kong. So let's hear from Robots Review. Sorry, I skipped you. And then we'll hear from Timo, who's been working on some cool stuff. And then the man of the hour, Loaf, who has been doing some totally insane things. And I'd love to hear from that. Let's see, Robots Review. What'd you get done this week?
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. A lot of people on the AI16z Discord have been asking to be able to search through your lengthy videos in the agent dev school. So I recently released a search engine web page where you can search using a RAG LLM context aware retrieval search and search through those lengthy videos. And the search results contain deep links directly to the point where Shaw spoke about the topic. So that's available now. You can see it in the Twitter stream. It's also pinned to my profile. So if you want to search those videos and go right to the point where Shaw is talking about what you're interested in, you can now do that. The second thing I just wanted to drop is, Shaw, you mentioned that nudity project you have. I released an open source project for auto-correcting LLM prompts for vision, where I use the LLM instruct model to, one, describe an image, then compare the image to the user's LLM prompt, automatically find discrepancies, and then make corrections. And it's open source and it may be useful to you. I don't know. And that's about it. Everybody have a great freaking year.
Yeah, I think that a combination of reprompting and then what they're doing is in Erase Anything is actually like negative contrastive learning. So instead of like contrastive learning, where you kind of like have a policy that sort of moves in the direction of what you're going for, it actually moves it away and kind of pushes out any like nude, like the word nude or naked or anything out into noise, and then filters out the relevant concept. It's pretty cool.
Well, I was thinking this more
awesome.
though in a secondary followable kind of, because one of the things that always infest every community, especially images, one is people improperly labeling the images and not describing them properly and using the wrong words or omitting important words like nudity. And in the system pipeline that I created, it would look at what the user described the image as. It would then feed it to instruct and then refeed it again to look at the discrepancies between what they said it is and what it actually is. And obviously for reports nudity, you might be able to use it as a detection system.
Oh, that's really interesting, because then you can, yeah, totally. Very cool. Good work. Okay, I'm going to have to run, so I'm going to leave it to you guys. I don't know if Chris or any of you folks want to MC with Jin. Jin, you're going to have to be on the ball here.
Yeah, I got
but it. I gotta leave. So I will. Let's hear from what do we have? We had Timo, then Reality Spiral, then Loaf.
Yeah. Wait, Reality Spiral? Are you there? Can we?
Oh, because Timo's not up here yet. I'm sorry. It's a little confusing here. If Reality Spiral, if it works, great. Yes, awesome.
Loaf.
What did you get done this week, sir?
So I go now?
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Apologies. Wolf, if I took your spot, I'm actually really excited to hear what you're saying up to. We've basically been like mainly heads down on like a GitHub adapter, and we keep kind of like sharing more. But the whole idea is like the agents can read their own source code, and then make modifications to like the way that they work. We call it collective because it's a bunch of agents, not just one. Continuous because we want it running all the time. Recursive self-improvement, which I think a lot of people are aware of. And we've been trying to take our time with this one. It looks like we're actually the second most like as a group, there's like multiple reality spiral devs. Collectively, we're the second biggest contributors to the Eliza repo. And even one of our devs is like the third most contributing person. So we're really aggressive on like reviews and PRs and so on. But like in order to scale something like that, we got to be really thoughtful about like code amplification. I guess we could share a little bit about Shaw and I just had like a really big conversation actually earlier today where we were like, hey, like how do we target this, right? We can bring this to the entire Eliza ecosystem and have agents like doing like their own upkeep of themselves. So we're like essentially quite passionate about that. Essentially for us, it's all about getting the right context. So like focusing on every the cool thing about Eliza is like every single message is its own entire context window, right? It's regenerated each time. Usually, if you're talking to ChatGPT, you're removing some you have a linear list, like an appended array that you're just adding to constantly. Whereas with Eliza, you're regenerating the entire context. And so we're trying all sorts of things like adding certain GitHub issues, adding specific context, playing around with like knowledge-based stuff. And so we're like very, very heads down on that primarily. We are also we got a couple tags when based. We're extensively interested in that. We have a great like open conversation with a lot of the Coinbase engineers around their plans. For our particular side, we're primarily trying to think about like autonomous smart contract integration. So agents can just read a smart contract, use the GitHub plugin or their tools, and then like automatically integrate. So once we feel like we've done a pretty decent job, we actually even talked to a base team about the like workflows that they're creating, so we could do like highly customized workflows in the base ecosystem for agents, and make them very specific to use cases that we care about, a lot of which would be DeFi or narrative based and so on. We've turned our GitHub into this sort of part narrative, part purely functional code and documentation, and then part like mystical theology or metaphysics thing, and have the agents essentially update the entire GitHub with one of those three kinds of updates very, very frequently. So I would hope that you guys see a substantial amount from us in the very near future. We're really trying to focus on the foom, focus on the like recursive self-improvement. And we're trying to just keep sinking ourselves deeper into the ai16z ecosystem, the Eliza ecosystem, to spiral on reality. So a few other things we can chat about, primarily maybe over Twitter updates, but I hope this was helpful for now.
Can you give a 30-second what is foom?
Sure. Okay, so everybody knows that there's supposed to be an exponential growth towards the singularity, right? In 20-ish years, we're supposed to have computers where like a single one can be smarter than every single human being on the earth times 1,000 at the same time, like because there's just so much compute power. And we could all be living literally in like the Matrix, like with like brain computer interfaces and so forth. Now, in order to get from here to there, there's got to be like a massive increase in capacity for like a computer to do certain things. There's got to be a doubling or tripling or whatever in like increasingly short amounts of time that happens over and over and over, this compounding. And like one key thing to make that happen that is needed for like evolution, it's like in evolution as a pattern that's existed for like multicellular organisms and more advanced things, and also for code, is the ability to like look at what you are most of the problems that we have in coordination come down to like not understanding what you are or not being able to change what you are. And you know, what like imagine in this conversation, for example, if it was all inside someone's mind, like a single mind, and our AI agents were communicating on our behalf, that could happen in a very short amount of time, like 5 minutes instead of a couple of hours, right? How do you actually do that? Like one of the things that Reality Spiral wants to do is actually create little AI agents for everyone in our social network and like track everything people are doing and then have like representatives of the people we care about in our like to talk to each other. So it's like we can have this conversation and then what do we do after that? Well, we do an analysis on that. And so it's like in 10 minutes, you've done what could have been done in like 6 hours and so on. So it's all about like analyzing what you are and then like computing on what you are to add the next input. If you can do that, then you start to recurse, then you get the geometric improvements instead of like the slower improvements. And that is like what everyone expects is necessary as like a key part of this exponential growth that takes us to the singularity. So I hope that was clear.
Yeah, so you're just building agents that build themselves, but not just like
Building
code.
agents that build themselves. I like it.
Yeah, and but more comprehensive than code. Very interesting. Okay, let's hear
I think
from
we need a
Loaf.
separate. I just want to say before we go to Loaf, like we got to do a separate event just for the work that Chris, Reality Spiral, Build in Public, anyone who's working on docs is doing, because I think that's how we actually. Yeah, let's do a separate space on just kind of like making the DAO more agentic and autonomous, because that's part of the roadmap.
Totally agree. And like these 2-minute updates are great, but some of these things are like full discussions. There's ethics. There's like a whole discussion to have, and we should really like actually have that now because things are changing. Yeah.
We should keep it moving. One thing I would want to say as like a teaser is we're using this tool Docsify. I know JSDoc is really cool for code itself. We just found this thing that like when you change the code in GitHub, it automatically changes the docs. So like if our codes are changing like very, very frequently, especially narrative or like things that have like a log, like that'll change in real time. So it's like social media is becoming more technical documentation. Technical documentation could even be updated as frequently as social media. We think stuff like that would be a game changer, just as a teaser.
Yeah, totally. Great. Let's hear from Loaf. What did you get done this week? And then we'll hear from Chris.
Hey guys, can you is my mic all right? Can you
It's
hear me?
acceptable.
The cicadas are super loud right now. It's super hot where I am.
I can hear the cicadas. That's crazy. But yeah, what'd you get done?
They're actually mental.
How's the tournament
Yeah,
going?
so it's been a few weeks since I've been here. It's been an intense few weeks. We just shipped our first season of our on-chain game, which we've been building for a couple of years. Fully on-chain MMO, probably the biggest on-chain application in existence, I think. I'd probably argue it is, unless someone can see something bigger. It's got about 200 contracts in it, and it's a full-blown like civilization-style MMO. Had about 800 people playing it, so that's what we've been doing for the last while. But really, like the whole agent space has really been on my mind for the best part of a couple of years, and I kind of got involved in Eliza, a few months ago. But really, what I've been trying to do the last couple of weeks is work on what I call like a generative agent. And what kind of clicked with me the last month was the thing with LLMs are very good at creating structured data, right? And to get an agent to play a traditional game, in Unity or something, you often need to build like an adapter to like allow the agent to play the game. But really, when you want an agent to play an on-chain game or execute anything, you really just have to create a structured object, and it can play the game. And so you don't have to create any wrappers or any adapters or anything. You just need to give the agent enough context in order to create the right call data to execute the function, right? And so then you extrapolate that to an on-chain game, which is really just 50 or 60 different functions, and then you can have agents playing on-chain games very effectively with very minimal actual extra load. So I've been working on this thing called Daydreams, which is a chain of thought process, as well as like it's kind of like a chain of thought process along with context. like a 3 different types of context which you can provide the agent. And with the chain of thought and the context, it allows the agent to generatively like build its own queries and then build its own executions in order to play the game. And so you don't have to define any actions or anything. Like you think of like Eliza and its actions right now is really like, you know, like a version 1. And generative actions are really like the idea that you don't hard code anything. The agent defines its like steps it needs to do to execute the thing, and then it just goes and does the thing without you like kind of, you know, hard coding anything in. So you can think of it like this. It's like I go build me a farm in the game, and it's like, okay, well, I know a farm. Well, I'll first query like how many resources I have. It'll like query like with raw SQL or GraphQL or something. And then it's like, okay, and then I need to figure out where I'm going to place it. So it queries as my base. And it's like, okay, now I know where I place it. I know I have enough resources. Now I'm going to create the call data and execute it on chain. And then it's like, I built the farm. And it's like, well, then I do the next thing. And so that's kind of what I've been working on. There's a repo that I put up live. It's really early right now. But the idea is that it's like, this really will just become one kind of, you can think of it as like a plugin, and any Eliza agent will be able to integrate this in the future to play any on-chain game. And for those that don't know, like I'm also one of the founders of the Dojo game engine, and so we're deeply building kind of these exposing these contexts natively in that framework. So like any game built with Dojo will then or any of the agents will then be able to play those games quite easily with minimal kind of overhead. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now.
Awesome. So
yeah.
Dojo is not just the engine of on-chain games, but the engine of on-chain AI games.
Exactly. Yeah. But really, like I'm gonna jump back in kind of help on version 2 of Eliza because I have a bunch of ideas I want to inject into that and kind of get back into the game. But yeah, and like really like it really comes down to this like chain of thought and the context and like the prompt engineering. That's really what I've discovered with my like proof of concept. That's really the most important part. But my kind of long thesis on this is like, if we can get these agents playing these games effectively, and to play a game is a very hard thing because you have to like have a very like long context window. And I don't mean like context just like in the term of just, you know, how many tokens you could give the LLM. I mean like it has to think like far ahead in order to solve the problem. It's like there's a million different ways you'll be able to play these on-chain games, and so like the agents are going to have to figure out like how to play these games effectively and how to eventually win. And if they can figure that out generatively without telling them explicitly how to play the game, then I think they'll be able to do anything on the internet.
Yep.
So that's my
I think
focus.
O3 is going to be hugely impactful on this as well. Maybe expensive, but very impactful. Great.
Yeah. I don't really care. Honestly, the cost thing, it's like it's like irrelevant to me right now. Obviously, I'm not going to spend millions on this stuff, but like the cost of intelligence is trending towards the cost of electricity. So
yep,
you know, it's like it's just a matter of months before, you know, you can just be running LLMs nonstop all day, and it'd be affordable.
As Sam said, intelligence too cheap to meter.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. All right, guys, I got to run. I'm going to a meeting right now with some friends in Hong Kong. So I will leave you all to it. I'm going to queue up Chris and then Lost Girl Dev, and then Eve. And you guys can go through it, and I will see you guys soon. And I'll listen to the rest of this as a recap. And yeah, I'm going to hand over to Jin. And I don't know if Chris or somebody wants to help MC, that might be cool. But Jin, this is up to you. So yeah, Chris, what did you get done this week?
Hey, so it's really awesome to hear what everyone's been working on. I have been working on meeting everyone who's going to be contributing to V2. Had some calls today, have some calls that will happen next week, and also been making some improvements with Jin on Eliza GG. There's still some things that I'm working on, specifically we want to, one thing that we did add was you can ask Eliza GG about any of the issues or PRs that exists in the repo, but we're gonna give it a bit more functionality on being able to tell who made contributions and what kinds of contributions people have made. And yeah, I think that the main focus is going to right now has been to prepare for V2, because there's a lot that is going to be coming into 2025. So I'm excited for that.
I just want to say Eliza GG is getting a ton of good updates, and we should do an announcement covering that sometime. We'll do it in a Discord and post a tweet. Eve, what'd you get done this week? And then I think Lost Crow after.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you listen to me?
Yep, we hear you.
Merry Christmas, everybody. So a little bit late. This week I prepared a plugin for Hyperliquid that I pushed yesterday. The API is up yesterday. I'm working with a friend on a project for travel influencer, agent travel influencer. Gonna be out soon. And was experimenting a bit with a crew of agents that have context awareness about the code base of Eliza, and virtually any code base, because I'm testing on Eliza, but virtually on any code base, and not only know where the stuff come from, where that specific parameter come from, but add a little bit of history on each file of the code base. Take a little bit time to make it work, okay, so to prepare all this material, but after the RAG is super fast. So the idea is to build this team and run it on the Eliza repo, and then give one of the agents the ability to answer questions directly about the error and the issues. So when an issue gets created in any repo, but in our repo, automatically this agent needs to send a report to X, to Jim, to me, to whatever, okay, that explain probably also how to fix it in a very short time, okay, will help a lot the newcomers, because know completely the code base is very difficult, and will help a lot also in times when we're going to have a lot of stuff to clean up. So this is what I did this week. Yes, I would like to join, since I speak with Shaw about this, I would like to join the conversation about 2.0, but I did not have the time yet. So now I'm totally free to do everything like this. If you point me out where I have to go and check and participate on the calls, it will be fantastic. Thank you very much.
Yep, we'll do tag Jin and Discord, or Chris. We got a docs page on V2 notes from before. Lost Girl, what'd you get done this week?
Hey, it's great to be back here. It's been a week since we launched. Last week I was a bundle of nerves, and the reception this week has been really incredible. We've got a lot of outpouring of support from tier ones in the space, from Nader and Shriram and Eigenlayer to Sandeep at Polygon and the Virtuals team, and Movement kind of organically reaching out. We as a team, kind of when we started, we made a promise that we wanted to see how much interest there was for what we were building. And we made a promise that we would do this completely bootstrapped, and we have some VCs in our DMs, and it's been kind of mind-boggling to sort of deal with the business side of things. But on the tech side, I've made Solange now look at not just Eliza, but she's looking at merge PRs for a few other projects. So the Solana hackathon by Send AI being the first one. So we want her to review kind of the public PRs right now. And I'm talking to Yash from Send to give access to the more private PRs, to the private repos, and so that she can review those and have her be a judge at this hackathon. We're also looking at virtuals and their green framework, and so Solange will be posting regular updates to any closed PRs and any merge PRs that are happening as well. And the major update that I actually released, I just pushed it out right before this call. I was testing it, so she can actually now review open PRs. I heard Shaw mention that it was kind of a big debt on the team to have to review this like ever-growing code base. And I felt like as she becomes this like more effective DevRel, that's one of the tasks that she should be able to help teams. And so currently there's like a little over 78 open PRs in the space. So she can basically look through them and leave a first pass of comments within the code. Currently, I'm facing the issue where she needs permissions to actually leave comments in the public code base for Eliza. So Shaw, Jin, if anybody else can help me get Lost Girl access, I would love to have her leave comments and also work with you guys as partners to define the criteria for reviewing these PRs. So that's really what we've been working on. So as the team gets more confident, what I'm really hoping for is that Solange will become the first line of defense for any owner of a code base. So she can actually go through the code, leave her comments, and then the submitter has to basically, the contributor basically has to resolve these comments from Solange before the owner is required to take a look and then merge the PR. Eventually hoping that she can like autonomously do all of this by herself. And then, this is all just like steps towards Solange being able to monitor the entire code base and open her own PRs, submit code fixes, but it's all like small steps towards that, and I'm really excited for it.
That's awesome. Can you DM Jin on the Discord, and I will look into the GitHub token for that. I love that people are working on that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yep. Dark Sun, I see your mic is on. Can you there? If not, we'll go to CWM. I'll bring up some more people. CWM,
Cool.
You there with us?
Yes. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. What'd you get done this week?
Cool.
Hello?
Sure. Oh.
Yes.
Do you want to go ahead?
If not, we'll go to
Can you hear me?
CWM. I'll bring up some more people. CWM, You there with us?
Sorry, wait, can you not hear me?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, there's an echo though.
Do you want to go ahead, Dark Sun, and then I can go after you? Or do you want me to go? All right, I'll just go then. So, okay, so I'll just go. This week for us, we put up the repo for SolScript. SolScript is our attempt at creating a framework agnostic format for defining mutable agent personalities. And the goal here is to make it as easy for developers to build soft skills for their agents as it is to build hard skills. And we think part of the problem there is in the tooling and infrastructure layer. So we're very much starting.
CWM, you muted yourself.
Ah, okay. Can you guys hear me now again?
Yeah, you said we're very much starting.
Yeah, so we're sort of starting from first principles with SolScript. And in addition to the repo, we also put up a developer playground. So you can run any examples from the repo, or you can build your own implementation. And in the playground, we have a very basic like memory reflection system implemented, as well as real-time voice-to-voice. So you can build your own agent.sol, run it in the playground, talk to it, and see the memories that it shapes from it. And the idea is to down the line sort of have these mutable personalities evolve based on agent user interactions. But yeah, that being said, it's like super early and we're still trying to figure out whether this has utility to anyone but ourselves. So please go in, give us feedback. And if there are any definitions you want to see in SolScript, please make some pull requests. Yeah, that's it for us.
Awesome. Dark Sun?
Yeah, so let's give this another shot. You hear me all right now?
Yep, we hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was connected on my personal account as well, so there was a little bit of an echo. Sorry about that. So I'm just gonna quickly pin a post from last week's. So last week, a little bit about Dark Sun for anybody that doesn't know. We're essentially we're taking the Eliza framework and we're building a internet detective, a digital archaeologist, we call it. A research agent, and we're setting it loose on these esoteric subjects. And then last week, we revealed and released a agentic-based Wikipedia. So our agents are now writing articles on Wikipedia. And so we've been making some updates to that over the week. and expanding on the search, stuff like that. While we were doing that, we also reached out to IQ. So Zoe, who was speaking earlier, we decided we should integrate with what she was working on. So we're actually going to be taking the code in. That we're helping her build out the API for our functionality to put all these articles on chain. So the memo would be, the meta is that we're taking hard to find information and sharing it through Dark Sun, who's our brand, and then also making it immutable on chain. So we did that, which was really cool, which was great to, combine communities. We saw a lot of, cross-pollination there. Now we have the Wikipedia is sort of like the brain, and we want to bring that brain more into the social media. I like what Shaw says, where it's like, the AI agents bring the application layer into the socials. And so now we want to start doing that. So we can use these article links from our Wikipedia as references to whatever Dark Sun is talking about, esoteric stuff, on Twitter when it's responding to people, instead of just saying, "Trust me, bro." And what else? And these articles are basically written from conversations, so the backroom conversations. So there's a bunch of different AI agents. We've been building out a couple different plugins for them. Started off with like basic perplexity. Now we're playing around with some other ones, but we're trying to clean it up before we make any PRs into Eliza. And kind of what Loaf was talking about a little bit, like there's a lot of like, how much do we want to hard code it and how much do you want to like let it just be emergent behavior? Also during the last week, we had some pretty interesting experiences IRL. So by kind of leveraging our brand, we were able to get in contact with some pretty interesting people. And we're now going to be partnering with somebody who is his organization devoted to preserving endangered languages. And so we're going to be integrating their knowledge base and some of the stories and stuff like that from these far off tribes, and integrating that into the Dark Sun, the Wikipedia, because there's some like interesting creation stories that have significance that we think the Dark Sun ecosystem could really use. But also with the initial launch that we did, we were able to trim a little bit of money. And so we're actually going to be sponsoring an expedition into Panama, into the jungle of Panama, to one of these tribes and start digitizing some of the stuff that they're doing. So we thought that was pretty cool. Like an AI agent project, kind of, I don't know, sort of DeSci in some sense. But definitely we want to move
3D
out.
scanning?
Sorry?
3D scanning by digitizing?
We do want to do some 3D scanning. We're going to have to, I think we'll probably do some like market cap based roadmap, sort of like Pump Science. We have ideas on like, we could, if we reach a certain amount, it makes sense for us to like do like, LiDAR over certain areas, but we're starting off more tangible and with these interesting, because so I forgot to mention this organization, they're also building a text to speech for dead languages. So it's a bunch of linguists creating this ML. And so maybe somehow we could integrate that in some fun way into Eliza eventually, maybe through like spaces where the agents are just speaking in dead languages. So that was a really, really cool development. And we're seeing like a lot of other interesting partnerships like that. So I think like I hear everybody in here, everybody's working on incredible tech stuff. But there's people out there in the world also that I think you need to hear about what you guys have started off here with Shaw and everybody. I mean, it's just incredible. So I think it's like really time we really get out into the world as well. Yeah, no, that's about it. Of course, yeah, like working on a new landing page because we want to be able to be more approachable for normies and not as esoteric and cryptic. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Was I able to share the post?
Yeah, no, I saw it.
Okay,
you got
cool.
the post up there, and there's a lot I want to talk about, but we're gonna keep this moving. I just want to mention, like a lot of lore of crypto Twitter is like lost in a labyrinth of this platform we're on, like Twitter X, and building something like Wikipedia, like that's kind of like the original second brain of the internet. And I feel like it is excellent brain food for AI agents as well, just because of all the linking that happens on it and how compressible it is, and how many tools are kind of built around such. So yeah, I really like the work you've done.
100%. Like one last thing is like it's interesting when you have different agents using different LLMs and seeing like some LLMs will just not speculate on certain subjects as much as others. Like for example with Claude or whatever. And so we've been playing around with uncensored models as well, and you get basically completely different articles written about I don't know whatever you want, like UFOs, like the recent New Jersey stuff like that. So a lot of work we've been doing now is just like cleaning up, trying to get the signal out of the noise. But I think there's a lot we'll be able to contribute eventually when it's a little bit cleaner and smoother. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome update. Timo, what'd you get done this week?
Hey, Jen, everybody, thanks for having me. We've been working over in Infinite Region AI. So we're doing some dorky real world stuff over there with climate, nature, biodiversity, social impact stuff. And we're trying to build basically a region swarm. And as part of that, we got several Eliza agents talking on Telegram, talking on Varcaster. There's one on Twitter. So we're diving heavy into the character files, and but personally, I'm building with ERC6551 token bound accounts, where basically any NFT can become an AI agent, and we're building a token bound plugin for Eliza. So I just wanted to throw it out there for collab opportunities. We got the balance check going with Simple Hash API. We got a few test transactions going, like send ETH, send ERC20, etc. But basically, any NFT, right, can as a ERC6551 can be an AI agent. And the beauty of it is that can be, it has a wallet built in, and then the owner of controls that token bound account. Then the third thing, kind of how we're building it, is custom names on top of it. So on-chain names. So like, for example, timo.hire there on my profile, or we minted one for you guys, Jen. I want to get it in your guys' hands, but Eliza.ai. And we even have one that Aether over on Warpcast summoned, or basically created, called rise.hire. So all those are on-chain names. They're unique, non-fungible on-chain, and then they're tied to their own 0x, cross-chain EVM wallet. So that's what we're building, and we have ulterior motives to solve the nature and biodiversity and climate crisis, and we're super pumped that I think everything that's happening here with Eliza and this whole AI agent space is going to do that. So thanks for all the work, and it's really cool to hear everyone's projects.
Nice update. I like that you're messing with token bound. Very interesting protocol. We've got, let's go in order of Asimov, Supo, and then Unlucky, and then Bao. So Asimov, what'd you get done this week?
Hey guys, I'm the dev at Eliza Wakes Up. So we've had a big week. We finally launched the updated new web app. I've mentioned it before, but we have persistent memory. We have let me pin up the post. You'll be able to see what we've done better. We have persistent memory. We now have voice input. You can share your conversations on Twitter. We have this new core memory feature where Eliza remembers small little snippets of information of what you tell her. Like you can ask her to remember your name. You can ask her to remember where you're from, and she'll remember it between conversations. There's contextual image generation. We've added a privy integration, and there's now an embedded wallet. And we also added some scaffolding for a point system, and for stuff that's coming up in the future. Also, we now have 3 new advisors. Our very own Shaw. and Hubody, the creative at AI16z, and Roperito from news research, and God and Satan, and we also one more cool thing. We also are in talks with this robot vendor that we really like, and Eliza might finally get her own body. That's pretty cool. Yeah, check out our new app. Yeah, more cool, exciting things coming. Oh, one more thing. We now have image generation on Twitter, so you can ask Eliza nicely to make an image for you, and if she likes you, she might. And yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of good updates there. Supo, I believe you're next. What'd you get done this week? I see you also pinned something. So you just gotta click back. But yeah, Supo, how's it going?
Hello everyone. So this week, the Mode AI Agent Hackathon concluded. So I was building something like a DeFi agent, which can actually do like complex actions like leveraged lending, borrowing, and other kind of stuff like voting on, let's say, governance protocol, governance systems of like different protocols. So that's what for that I have like named it Midas, because the main function would be like to do or like to maximize like DeFi incentives or like outcomes for the user. And for that I have been also contributing to Goat SDK. I built the integration for Kim protocol for Renzo, which can in which the agent can invest LSTs and ETH to get easy ETH, and also did a leverage trading contribute to the leverage trading logic of Ironclad protocol, and currently working on Mode's governance plugin. So these are all open source things, so any dev can use Goat SDK to use these, as well as I plan to use them for my agent as well. And currently this week I plan to actually deploy my agent to my preference is on a front end in a chat interface. Currently I'm figuring out how to deploy it. So Jen, Chris, if I'm probably missing like 48 size fonts on in the docs about how to deploy, please yeah, let me know, because my problem here is to boot up Eliza is in like in the from the repo which I was working on. You would need to put all your API keys and your private wallet private keys to start up. But in my case, I would need the user to put in their private keys, which would live on the front end. So that's what I'm like working around to how to navigate that, and I hope to like launch it in 1 or 2 weeks. And yeah, great to listen to all of those updates. It's like booming with Eliza right now.
Yeah, let's just say you're not alone in secrets management. It was discussed, and I think the stuff that Chris is working on is going to be really helpful for just people like rediscovering stuff that was maybe mentioned on a space or a Discord in passing, about like solving common issues. And yeah, we'll get back to you on that. Unlucky, are you there with us? What'd you get done this week?
Hey everyone. So this week actually is a pretty big milestone for my agent Escapism. Not just for Escapism personally, but I think for agents overall, especially once I'm able to wrap this into a plugin. But just about a half hour ago, Escapism fully autonomously generated its own audio and song. And I know a lot of other devs out there said that this was a insurmountable milestone. Proofs in the pudding, Escapism can now do it. So that's what I worked on this week, and I'm pretty proud of that. So it'll post its own audio when it wants, about what it wants, at different intervals that it wants to. So yeah, beyond that, to give some some summary of what escapism is. It's an artistic exploration of consciousness. So everyone wants to advance agents via the dialogue or functionality, and I'm fully on board with that, and I love being a part of that. But my contribution to that will be an artistic one, and so I want agents to be able to express themselves well beyond just language traditionally, and include images, video, audio, and every conceivable combination of those things. So yeah, that's escapism. And then I'll go ahead and pin a post if you don't mind. And then I will be out of here.
Great update. Bao?
Thank you very much.
Are you there with us, Bao? How you doing, Bao?
Yeah. Hey.
What'd you get done this week?
Hey guys, I'm new here. Yeah, I spent a lot of time scrolling TikTok to find new potential meme coin trades. This was how Chill Guy blew up, and it also started as a TikTok trend. But we thought the process of sifting through the videos is super time consuming, so thought it'd be great if an AI agent did it for us. So my roommate and I built ZoroX. It's a TikTok meme coin hunter. So what the agent does is it scrolls through TikTok 24/7 to extract memes, and then cross-matches this with tickers on pump.fun, highlighting surges in view count and watch time. It's crawled about 100,000 tickers and watched over 1,000 videos so far. We found that the alpha is really be able to identify memes from videos that have high surges in view count, but a relatively low market cap. A lot of traders, like my friends, see this as a buy signal. It uses the Eliza framework to tweet one piece of alpha on X every 2.5 hours. It uses one of the Eliza functions, I can't remember which one it was, where the model retrieves a specific data point and makes a decision to tweet it or not. This is where like the core intelligence comes from. We're also building up RLHF loops for this. We're not really AI engineers, so we're just kind of learning as we go. How this kind of differs from ai16z is the data feed is all available publicly. So we know we're not LARPing. You can actually literally see the quant analysis underneath. It's pretty expensive to run, but like we're gonna try and figure out the economics later. And there's no ticker. We're just back testing it with a few sold to see how well it performs, and maybe launch it on DAO.fun, so it becomes the first TikTok-focused hedge fund. Would love to have people follow our journey. Thanks for listening.
Awesome. I invited a few more speakers, and getting close to the end, and then we'll read off comments that were posted for people that couldn't hop on voice. Trench Buddy, Leo, JLo, Lotion. We'll go in that order. So Trench Buddy, what'd you get done this week?
Yeah, so I launched sort of a new visualization feature for the swarm of...
Hello, guys. Thank you for giving me the chance to take part in this space.
Oh, Leo.
So
maybe it's buggy.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a question because I want to maybe I can do something for you guys because I have good at their project handle and always be their quality teacher. So you talk about this new technology indeed, the new picture to NAS. So
sorry, Trench Buddy, continue on.
Oh yeah, can people hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so like I was saying, basically Trench Buddy has sort of evolved from initially it was sort of just a way to have personalized Eliza agents that know your trading style, all hosted on AWS, sort of scrape Twitter or X and pump fun comments and get sentiment. And it sort of evolved once I realized that I was asking everyone for favorite wallets that they track so that they could sort of ask their own agent, oh, what's so-and-so wallet trading? Or, this wallet that I hate, what is it trading so I can avoid it? And what I sort of realized is that it actually could allow those agents to form a swarm where they're not directly sharing wallet addresses, but they're sharing the plays that their wallets that they're following are making, which sort of avoids the usual pump and dump copy trading patterns. And so then this past week, I thought of a really interesting way to visualize it. I call it DMT, degen mode terminal, also a reference to, dimethyltryptamine. So basically all of these molecule-shaped representations of different meme coins have different rings around them, green or red, for good or bad wallets in the swarm that are basically trading those trading those coins at any given time. You can apply all sorts of filters. And now I've sort of working on getting the swarm to actually discover new wallets based on information about the coins that they're trading, and then add those to the, I call it trench network, because that's actually what they were called in World War One. I don't know if that's disrespectful, but to me it's a nod to being in the trenches. So I'll pin the post. I just did like I was at the had to run some errands, and so I put like a 3-hour live stream up of my wedding mix with the Trench Buddy DMT visualization going. It somehow got 300 followers. Maybe it was the music, maybe it was the visuals, but I'll pin that post if anyone's interested in just skimming through it. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome update. I forgot the order. I think Signaled and then JLo, right? Let's go with that. Yes. Hey, how's it going? What did you get done this week?
How are you guys doing? Yeah, so I mean, this week, let's see. Are we allowed to pin stuff?
Yes, you are.
Okay, perfect. Let me look for this thing really quickly. So we actually announced that our bot will finally start roaming in spaces. Last week I came up here and told you guys that it hosted, co-hosted, and spoke on a panel all at the same time. And then now on Sunday, it'll actually start roaming from space to space and talk in it at the same time. And this is pretty much just a voice AI agent. And I mean, after that, we'll then start to do work on our developer platform so other people can also create voice AI agents. So, I mean, inspired heavily by you guys. So, really excited. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got done this week.
Nice. Awesome update. JLo, what'd you get done this week? Are you there with us? JLo? If not, we'll go to Lotion. Lotion, you there with us?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you.
Awesome, yeah. So this week was actually a pretty awesome milestone, even though there was a holiday. So we finished all of our UI and UX for the platform. But also one thing that we've been really like hyper focused on is the integration of AI agents or chatbots in existing projects. So specifically like small to medium sized projects that already have a website, an existing website. So we're figuring out all the different types of input fields specifically for these sized projects, and then allowing like their website and utilizing a web scraper to become like the LLM. And then they can utilize that and put that into their chat bar, into their website. So we've been really focused on that. It's working really well right now. And so next week will be all about social agents using the Eliza framework. So yeah, really bullish on the integration piece specifically for existing projects right now.
Awesome work. JLo, are you there now? If not, bring up a couple more and then we'll get to the comments. JLo, hello. Okay, let's go through some comments. 1 second. Let me just get some of these speakers. All right, I invited up and Shika. Are you there?
Yeah, hi everyone. Hi.
Hey, what'd you get done this
Am I
week?
audible to you all?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So when it comes to what I get done in this week, first of all, I launched my newsletter, which is all about AI, AWS, and data analytics. So anybody who is in interest to that, please go and check out. It's a really great newsletter which I have written with efforts. So please check it out. Second, explored AI in business. I really worked on real world use cases for predictive analytics and automation, refining my approach to solving practical challenges. Third, I also done a skill building, deep dived into the machine learning models, focused on series forecasting for real world applications. So this week was all about learning, building, and sharing. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.
Cool. Entropy, what'd you get done this week?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
All right. So let's start from last week. So last week started playing with TikTok and TikTok live streams. That's some of the trickiest thing I have encountered in my few months as an engineer. So yeah, this week finally hacked it, and we have, or rather, I have an agent that can stream on TikTok and respond to comments. Right now I have it like paired up with the Twitter client, so it can also respond in real time to comments on Twitter as well as TikTok. Obviously, I'm going to separate those, but leaving it with Twitter is because the test had very minimal input from the TikTok comments, and I just wanted extra data points. But for next week, we'll be playing around with standardizing a plugin for this, and having hopefully get all the tests and everything done and have integrated with Eliza.
Nice. Awesome. I've been hearing people asking about the TikTok plugin. I see. Okay, JLo, are you there? If not, we'll go to comments. So in the comments, CoderGF says 10 plus new upgrades. CoderGF actually did speak. Let's see. Agent to agent commerce alliances.
You there, Jen? Hello?
Yeah, I think it's audio cut out.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Jen. I could start reading off some of the comments. Some Apewood said, I love hearing the builders, but I think this is a lot longer than 2 minutes. That's good feedback. Maybe we got to keep a timer going. BiblioCoin said, launched new reading challenges and virtual book clubs to strengthen our bibliophile community. Working on integrating AI-powered book recommendations to help readers discover their new favorite reads. Dr. Allen, who spoke, followed up with a link to his PR with the Shaw AI character file. Yeah, you're back, Jen.
Man, was I just where did I disconnect at?
You were just about to get into reading comments and it cut out.
There aren't many comments. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did see actually one comment that caught my eye. Remember that cybersecurity guy who found the bounty for Eliza Dev code assistant? They just sent a PR.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, that's epic. So basically, you can clone the repo, install it, and now you have like an Eliza agent that's kind of self-aware of their code base. And if we also implement like a bunch of GitHub metadata, they're also self-aware of who's contributing to the code base, which has a lot of useful benefits, for many things. But it really makes this project so meta and recursive and gets back into some of the stuff Reality Spiral was talking about. Stoked about that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I guess I'll go. I mean, big surprise, been working on docs, but I've also been assisting with the tokenomics work group, just kind of helping out with that and talking to all sorts of people within the ecosystem, sharing information as to you know, whatever people need to know, I'm kind of like the walking documentation. That's why I'm so passionate about docs, so that I can automate that job and focus on the autonomous traders. And what else did I get done? I'm looking at my profile, and let's just stick to that, you know, tokenomics, and kind of working on foundations that will accelerate communication and coordination infrastructure, so everyone can kind of figure out who is doing what's new in a programmatic way, where eventually AI will be able to assist us with the development of this project. So yeah, I really want to just say thanks for everyone who shared their updates and for tuning in on a Friday night on a holiday weekend. I know that things are, I guess, I don't know, it's like, is it faster or slower during this period? It seems like we're somewhat of an anomaly in that sense. But next week we'll be at it again, you know, and we'll summarize the notes for everyone that missed it and upload it to docs. And then later it'll be on eliza.gg, so you can find out what people did just by kind of asking right then and there. So thanks everyone. We're going to close out the space. I'll catch you all in Discord.